UMLs about the documenting of my bank transaction. Yeah. So the first thing is like I need to tell you a little bit about the definition of the symbol in here. So the first thing is like the minus with the private plus the publics, like about and hash, the textures. They also got like a many more things outside, but I'm just very include in here, which is like the thing I'm using in here. And we also got like about the arrow inheritance, which is using about this arrow, and then the composition which will be like highlighted in black in this one, and association in this case, and directed association also. So inheritance is like telling like the other user, like for example we are using about the transaction and a withdraw transaction, deposit transaction, and transfer transaction will be inherited from transaction. We already got like in here the transfer and withdraw transaction inherited from transaction, transfer transaction also, and then the deposit transaction also got the same things. So that is how it will be showing in the UML. And then um, about the composition. So the composition is just like you just think it's simple. If we didn't have that class, then we cannot have the other class. For example, if we got a bank, then we if we didn't have the bank, then we cannot have like the account class or about the transaction class, because like we don't have the bank. So how can we like have the account or have the transaction here? And I'm also adding one more thing like about the zero dot dot like asterisk, and this one zero dot dot asterisk. Then like in the like in the banks that we have like zero account or one to many accounts, something like that. We got like from zero account to many account, and transaction also we got like zero transaction to many transaction a day, something like that. And in here I'm using about the banks. We got like about the bank system with associated with about enumeration menu option. So the difference between like directed association and the association, the symbol association, is that like the symbol association is really like are related, but it's not very clear. It's not very clear in here what will be associated. But like in the bank system, like we got like a lot of like the method is used in the bank, so that will be like very clear like what will be using the bank. So that's how the like direct association work in this case. And I'm also adding about the first thing in here is like the bank, which is the bank class in here. The first like the bar rectangular is showing like about which class is it, and the second one is like with properties, attributes, or about the variable we are using in here. For example, we're using about the account, we're about list account in here, and then the access modifier is like private. And then we also create about the property, showing about the property in here. We did that the access modifier the public, execute also everything in here. And the last rectangular is about the method we will be using in that class. For example, in transaction we got like about the first thing like the constructor, the second thing like we using about the void visual, and then three of them also like rollback, set result, and then print using about the void method in here. So that is how we be working. And let's just go through like about the total question. Like the first thing is like how do you represent class field method and relationship internal the universe of the UML. So in the object-oriented programming, a class is visually represented as a rectangle divided into three parts. The top part is rectangle display the name of the class. The second one is like showing about the field attribute of that class, and the last one exactly showed about the method or about the operation can be performed by the instance of that class. So that is how like we are showing in the UML how the class is doing. Describe the next question, like describe the relationship between the diagram of your code advantage of doing this. So there are different type of class scenario used to depict relationship between class in UMLs. The first thing like association, a general relationship between classes show you in a line, like I showed you before. Direct association also doing the same, but it will be showing relationship with a one way or directional or solid line with an arrow ahead. Aggregation is when there are a whole path relationship where a path can exist independently on a solid line with a diamond shape near the parent class represented. Composition similar to aggregation, but it's with a few diamond shape that represent whole path relationship where the path cannot exist independently. So aggregation, if it doesn't, it, the difference between aggregation and the composition, like the application will be show, like if it doesn't have that class, the remaining class still running smoothly without having that, it's still okay. But like the composition, it cannot. For example, if you got like if you got like about the cat, but like the cat doesn't have a head, so that's how it can be working. So that's the reason why what's the difference between two terms. Inheritance relationship is depicted using a line with the arrowhead pointing toward the parent class. The UML's diagram visually represented your code structure to illustrate how different classes interact, the attribute and the method. They provide a way to comprehend and communicate your code design. They also got in about the benefit of you read about the UML diagram before you go straight to about the coding or programming. Like the first thing is like planning. UML allow you to carefully plan the structure of your plan before implementing it. It helps in identifying issue on the reduce unnecessary effort during the implementation. And then we also got like about the communication, like about UML diagram self to communicating your design idea concisely with all the developer. So yeah, when you look at about the UML, you can know what what is implemented in that code already and what we need to do next, something like that. And then documentary, like a UML diagram also acts as a documentary of your code, make it easier to order or even yourself in the future to understand how your code functions. So yeah, for example, if you got like about you already write that program and then like about in the past, in the future, like about 2 or 3 years, when you look at the code, you cannot remember. Then you can use about UML that's code to like like reinforce it a little bit, and then you can work it enhance that code. The last question, like how could you use this to think through a solution before you write a code? Like by utilizing the UML to analyze the solution, writing a code can ensure that you have defined plain comprehension understanding of what you need to be implemented. This approach leads to coding practice and minimize error along the way. So that's how we will now we need to think it first because like we're writing the code, so we cannot write it straight to it. Then we got like a lot of error. It's like but it take a lot of time and it also costs a lot of money of the investor. So that's how the UML working. So yeah, that's it.